everyone. I am so happy to have you all. Before I get started with anything, I am Chavikar, the co-founder of Erixa and Bharat XR. We have Pranjal, who is the co-founder of Erixa and Bharat XR, and we have Akash, who is also known as Extra Akash on all social media platforms and is pretty much amazing when it comes to social AI specifically. All right. Now, before I get started with anything, let me just give you a quick glance of what is XR Creator Hackathon, right? XR Creator Hackathon is an exciting challenge which is currently going on. We have completed the phase one, in which the participants have came up with so amazing ideas. But out of those n number of submissions, we shortlisted some of the best ideas, and then they actually uh, came in the phase two. Now, in the phase two, they have got, I guess, approximately 25 days, and it's the submission time, right? We have the submissions till 31st of December. All right. We are in talks right now to how we can extend the submission of phase two regard since the participants are coming to us and saying that we also want to celebrate New Year. So yes, we do understand that part. So yes. Um, Apart from that, regarding XR Creator Hackathon, I also want to mention this whole hackathon is brought to you by, especially, I would say, there's Wave Summit, which is happening. It's uh, if you want to join us at the Wave Summit in Bharat Mandapam, do check out Wave Summit website. They have started taking up the registration. It's paid, so yes, you have to have a quick look to that. Apart from that, this whole XR Creator Hackathon is brought to you by Wave Labs, Bharat XR, XTG, Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, that is Government of India, and there are so many other partnerships like FICCI and so on, right? Without wasting much of the time, I would just say one thing. I hope you all have build your amazing and really cool projects. But I know that there are some of the important things that you must need to um, be very much clear before going with the submission, right? Pranjal will give you a quick walkthrough that how and what are things that you need to keep in mind while submitting your project, or you can say your phase two amazing project of XR that you have created. Just Pranjal, the stage is all yours. Go for it. And meanwhile, I would please request all of you, please keep all of your questions in the comment box, because this is the this whole session is only for you, so that you can resolve all of your queries related to the phase two submission. Please keep in mind, and also after this whole session, since it's a live stream, it will stay on the Bharat Iksar YouTube channel, so that you can easily access it, right? Let's get started. Pranjal, the stage is all yours.
Thank you so much, Savi, for that. All right, um, let's start. So the submission deadline is again, it's 31st December. So how are we gonna submit, right? So all of the team leads must have gotten a mail with the link, or they can access it using by visiting the Extra Creator Hackathon portal that we have, right? In that, either you can look at the top, or if you scroll down, you'll get a phase two announcement, right? Which says the exact same thing that you can submit it via this form, and only the team lead has to submit it. This is a mandatory point for all of you. Only the team lead will submit the your form, and no other team member should, right? Team lead will submit it on the behalf of the entire team. Perfect. So I'll take you through what's all in the Google form and what each of the field means, how you can enter your link and all. So yeah, you can just click on submit phase two entry and it will take you to the Google form that should look like this. Perfect. I'll zoom in a bit. So there you have it, our phase two submission form. Make sure that you are signed in from the exact same email ID that the team lead, has used in the registration at the starting of the hackathon. Perfect. If not, we'll have a huge chaos in the data sort. But yeah, perfect. So here we have listed down the judging criteria and the weightage that each of the um, criteria has. So 30% goes to innovation and originality, obviously, like how creative and unique your prototype is compared to the other already pre-existing projects in the market. And 30% goes to functionality and usability. How like how well in terms of functionality is your project and how is the user experience? Obviously, since it's an XR project, the user experience need have like it's a must that the user experience should be top notch, right? Because that's all the entire XR thing is. You need to experience it in a really immersive way, and yeah, that should be it. So that's why the 30% to that. 20% goes to alignment with the idea and tech stack. So in the phase one, all of you must have submitted your idea in the form of PPT, right? Like you thought of an idea and you submitted it. How well aligned with that idea you are till the end of the phase two. It should not be like you started off with one idea and phase two, you just completely went off and made something else. That's not allowed, right? So that's why the 20% there. Scalability and future potential, obviously, how well scalable your prototype is. Is there a future potential for growth or like any additional functionalities and all that goes there. And lastly, 10% to the visual appeal and design, how visually engaging and well designed your prototype is. Obviously, since as I mentioned, it's XR, so you need to have the visuals and the design immersive. It cannot be just a big black box submit button, like just staring at that. You need to have it somewhat visually appealing. So yeah, that goes that. Now, obviously, please follow all the instructions that we have, and we will be sharing right now. The submission deadline is 31st December, 11:59 p.m. No further modifications for that till now. If there is any other announcement, we will get the announcement in the group and the mail. Perfect. So now, yes, you click on next, and this is the page two where you'll have to enter your details, right? So it's simple. Team name. Make sure it's exact copy paste of the team name that you have submitted for the phase one, right? Your team name goes here. Your team lead name, your team lead full name. All right. It does not matter. The full name goes here. The team lead email, again, you'll have to put on the email that you have um, used for the registration, the team lead email, right? And again, the team lead phone number. It's just these normal four things. And yeah, or again, please do make sure that the team lead is the one who is filling up the form, not other members. We have specially mentioned it in the top as well. Only the team leader or the team lead should submit the details, not all the members. And make sure that please double check your details before clicking on next, so that you don't by mistakenly like put a 9-digit number, right? Perfect. So next up. Now this is the main part, right? So in this submission A, you'll have to put your project title the same as you put in phase one, right? Your project title goes here. And then we have our executable file link or live link. So what does this mean? Right, I'll zoom in a bit. Perfect. So you'll need to provide us a shareable link for the prototype, so either an executable file or a live link for the testing. Now, examples and some guidelines for, let's say, Oculus Quest. You need to share as the APK file link uploaded to a cloud platform or a live link hosted on SideQuest. If you're hosting it somewhere, you can just share the link so that we can access it in our Quest. If not, you'll have to share the APK file, which you'll need to upload it to either Google Cloud, Dropbox, anywhere you like. Perfect. For mobile VR, you need to provide us a WebXR link or a APK file that's again hosted on Google Drive, Dropbox, etc. For the Snap Lens, for those of who are making Snapchat lenses, you'll need to share a live public Snapchat link, right? It can be public, it can be hidden, but we would suggest if it's a public link. And yeah, you can either give us the Snap link or the web URL if you are going with WebAR. And yeah, that should do it. Make sure you double check and that it's running and it's opening up before submitting. Second last, the browser-based experiences. You can provide a live link to the hosted experience since it's web AR, browser based. Obviously, you'll be hosting it somewhere, right? You cannot give us the localhost code. So make sure you host it somewhere. You can host it on any hosting platforms. And yeah, you just provide us with the live link of that particular thing. And for desktop apps, if anyone is making that, you need to share the either the exe, if it's a Windows app, DMG, if it's a Mac app, or the installer file, whichever suits, right? Make sure if you're uploading it on Google Drive, double check that you have given the access to everyone, right? The view access to everyone. Even in phase one submission, we had a lot of submissions that we had to request for access, and then you give us the access, and then all of the stuff goes. But if that's should not be the case here, right? It's a phase two. It's an important one. So yeah, make sure your link is publicly accessible. Anyone can access it, and so the link goes here. You have to put the entire link, right? You cannot just put in your name or something. You have to put the entire link here. Next up, with the file, we need to share a demo video, right? So obviously, whatever we have made, right, you'll need to make a demo video so that you can showcase it on any platform, be it LinkedIn or anything afterwards. But yeah, even for us, even for the judges, it will be better if you share a proper detailed video, demo video, right, so that we can understand what you have made, right? Again, like it should demonstrate what your application or what your project does, right? It should highlight all the features, all the key features, functionalities, and the user experiences properly. It's perfect. Now, some guidelines for that particular video. It cannot be a Gen AI video, right? We have all seen Sora. We have all seen a lot of other AI platforms where you can generate anything that you want. But for this case, it will have to be a demo video that you have recorded, screen recorder, or anything. And yeah, um, no AI content. Like not you cannot add a functionality through AI in that demo video, right? You cannot do that. We'll get to know that. No editing of fancy transitions because we want to keep it raw. We want to keep the user experience. Like we want to have the demo video so that we can experience it without having opening the file, right? So make sure there are no demo like cuts and no like fancy transitions and all in the demo video. It's just straightforward, focused on the functionality. That's it. Now, must include screen captures from the app. The video must actually show actual interactions within the app or experience. You cannot just say that, okay, this if I click this, it will take me to this and this and this. You'll have to show that, right? So make sure that all the proper, like all the main functionalities are covered in that particular demo video and voiceover usage. While a voiceover can be used to provide additional explanations, right? You can explain in the voiceover, but the user experience should be in like intuitive enough that the video speaks for itself. It should not be that you'll have to guide us through your voiceover that okay, you can do this, you can do this. Make the app that perfect that even someone new is able to use it properly. So yeah, that was it. Again, the guidelines, you can host the video on any platform that will lag. You can either host it on YouTube, Google Drive, Dropbox. Just make sure that the video is concise. It should not be like 50, like 20, 30 minutes of long video. Make the video concise, right? And just make sure that whatever link you're submitting, it can be a Google Drive link. Make sure it is accessible to everyone, right? Now, the last part and the main part, the presentation, the PPT. Perfect. So we have shared a presentation template with you, just as we did for the phase one, right? Here's the link. You can open the link and I'll show you. But just I'm going through these details that we want you to put, right? So the following session are included in your PPT. You just have to make sure that you fill the entirety of the platform. It has team details, the problem statement, the solution overview, the technology stack, the idea alignment and the prototype demonstration and the scalability. Perfect. So let me take you to this link. All right. So here's what you get. Right. This is the presentation that you will get. Now, main first note, you'll have to make a copy of it. You cannot edit it. It's not editable, right? You have to make a copy of the entire presentation, right? Once you do that, you can change the name here. And once you do that, now this is your copy of the presentation, and you'll have to edit in this one. Perfect. Now we have put all the instructions here as well about how you can do it, how you can play around with it. But yeah, you make sure you delete this slide, the first slide. We do not want this slide to be shown to everyone, right, to the judges and all. So this is for you. Just read through it and then delete it once you are done reading it. Perfect. So we have given you some instructions that there are a lot of placeholders and information text which you'll have to replace with your particular idea. You can use the graphics that we have provided, or you can change that according to your liking. But yeah, you can even duplicate slides if so. Let's say if your idea, like the prototype idea, is 2 slides or 3 slides long, you can just duplicate the slides and input your text in that, right? You can edit the content, replace the graphics, insert videos, image GIFs, according to your prototype submission. Perfect. Going through the slides, obviously the team name, the submission theme and track, and the team logo graphic, if you have any. This one is important, right? Again, a lot of you missed filling this up, and those are disqualified as well. So make sure that you upload your photos, your team member name, and the designation all throughout. If there are only 2 members, you can delete these two and you can keep these two. That's it. Perfect. Now, idea recap. Why this is important? Because we cannot go back and just check, come back and check every time that what your idea was. Make sure that you recap your idea, what your exact problem statement and solution overview was in the phase one that you submitted. All right. So you can put it here. You can duplicate the slide and add some more details if you want. But yeah, now the prototype demo. You can include a working prototype, a demo video, like a proper video or a GIF or some screenshots of your prototype so that the judges can easily understand what your exact project is, right? If you're adding a link, please make sure that it's clearly visible and it's like understandable that, okay, this is a link. And yeah, just highlight all the key features that you have, and yeah, that should do with your prototype, right? You can put it here. So like we have given you space. I'm sorry. They have given you space here so that you can put your images or demo the graphics here and you can type like some information here according to you, right? This is for you. You have to modify it according to you. All right. One thing, I'm sorry, I forgot this at the start. This is not editable, right? And you cannot, I'm sorry, you cannot change that particular thing, the header, right? Anything else you can change, but we would suggest not to go off the track. Like don't go like changing all the variable design and theme. Just input your videos, text, graphics, just fill it with the details, and you should be done with that. Perfect. So now again, the key features, you'll have to list down the key features, right? Obviously, each project, every project has some other key features in it. So list down your key features, add some graphics if you want, the tech stack that you actually implemented. In the phase one, you mentioned the tech stack that you would want to implement, right? Now we want you to put only the ones that you have implemented, that you have used. We are asking for your AP file, so we'll know if you have not used anything. So don't go on ChatGPT and just give me a list of all the tech stack that is going to be used. To do that, you have to write down all the tools, softwares, hardware that you have used to build this prototype, right? It can include the frameworks, SDKs, engines, be it Unity, Unreal, Spark AR, not Spark AR, Lens Studio, and all the programming languages that you have used, right? Perfect. So, how it works? Design diagram and highlights. We would want like a simple flow chart or simple steps explaining how the user interacts with the AXR experience, basically the user flow, right? Every project, every app, every XR experience has a user flow. How the user starts, what the user does, and how the result comes up. You have to mention it in either a diagram or any chart or any way that you like. Just make sure that you highlight all the major functionalities or interactions. Next up, we have the design diagram. Again, as I said, you can include a flow chart of your experience or simple steps of how to go through your experience. Again, function highlights of the entire app. And make sure you elaborate on some of the functionalities. It cannot be just uh, like just an VR experience. Like, it cannot be that. It has to be something else. Perfect. So here you go. You have the highlights function here, highlights section here. Future roadmap. Now, again, this is important. Obviously, since you have poured in months of your hard work in this, we want you to think of what next steps could be to scale the prototype to make it fully functional, right? Again, I most of it still would be a prototype. It's not a end version of it, right? So we want you to list down the your vision of what you're like imagining this entire product to be, right? You can list down your like improvements to be made, features to be added, or optimizations to be made. Just list down what you are thinking of it, or like what you'll be doing with this particular product at the in the future, in the near future. Appendix, this is optional. You can put in additional data or like explanation not covered in the main slides or any references or tools or APIs you have used, just for like um, letting the judges and all know that okay, you have used this as a reference. Perfect. Now, again, happy designing. If you have any other resources that you can put up here, if not, you can just go to our journey. So you can just like elaborate on like your journey, I would say, from the start to the end. So yeah, that's it. And some market survey. If you have any relevant market research that gives your project an advantage or amplify your approach, do put it here. But yeah, these are the main 16 slides. The first slide will be deleted, right? So these are the main 16 slides. You can add on the slides, you can duplicate it, and you can work on it according to your project preference. Perfect. Now, going back to the submission form. Yeah, so this is where you'll put the slide link. Again, I'll show you. So you click on share, right? Right now it's private to me. You click on anyone with the link and you make it viewer and then you copy the link. Perfect. So in this case, even if I open it in incognito mode, it will open up as this. So we want it to be accessible by anyone, right? So hence you do that. Make sure you do this, like make sure you do this before submitting the link in here. So here's where you'll submit that particular link of the PPT. Got it? Perfect. Yeah.
Okay,
So
I would like to just add a few things. In the future mode roadmap, if you guys can see, you might be a little confused at what do we need to do. So in the future roadmap, you can also mention that what you'll be doing in the phase three if you get selected, and that is quite important because we will get a vision of what you're planning to do, and based on what you have already implemented, if it is feasible or not. So you will be judged on that too. And in the demo part, as Pranjal said, that we do not want any edited things or the video that you're submitting of us. It should not be an advertisement. It should not be a marketing thing. We are not looking to get attracted. We are not your customers. We just want to see what you have made. We just want to see the basics, the features. So don't add any transitions. Don't make it an advertisement. And if possible, don't even add a background soundtrack if your app does not have any, because it will be misleading to the judges. So they'll be thinking this is part of the project, but in reality, when we'll be trying it, you will be just setting it up for disappointment. So make sure that the video translates what your app actually is.
perfect. So yes, make sure to do that. And okay. So this and yeah, now you click on next. So this is just the end of the form. You can comment, you can put on some special instructions or anything that you want to share with the judges, with us, additional notes or explanations or instructions about a submission. You can put up here and just there it is. You click on submit and it will your form will be submitted. Perfect. So again, one submission per team, right? Only the team lead has to submit it. No other team member can submit it. And make sure you recheck you can go back and recheck all the details that you've submitted. Just make sure, double check the details that you are going to submit. And yeah, that was it for the walkthrough of the Google form of the submission guidelines and all. If you have any questions, feel free to put it in the chat and we'll take up the questions now.
Perfect. That was great. Thanks a lot, Pranjal, for covering the phase two submission part. Now, moving on to the question, before I move on to the question, it's just one humble request from my side. Please stick to your idea, all right? Please, please, please. I have seen some people texting me that like we have like added some changes to our idea, we have molded our idea, we were not like able to implement the idea that we have submitted in the phase one. Now we have like entirely changed the theme and all. I really want to like be very much clear with that. You cannot change your theme. You cannot change your idea at this particular point. Okay, you can add on some things to your idea that you have submitted in the phase one. All right. Uh, in this whole criteria, if you have changed the theme or you have changed your in like you can say like 30%, like more than 30% of your idea, you will be straight away disqualified. Okay. I'm really sorry to say that, but yes, that's how things will work because we have that is the major reason that we have provided you approximately 1 month of time period to put your main time in the ideation phase because we know that like changing the idea is something that comes into picture. All right. Now moving on to the next part, I would really ask Pranjal and Akash to help me with answering all of the questions. All right. Now I will be just putting all of the main major questions onto the screen. All right. The first question comes is, hey, just being curious and nervous, how many teams in total are in phase two right now? One more question. One more is, someone answered there would be, I guess, total 100 teams. So anything that you want to add on, like Pranjal or Akash?
So again, obviously we cannot share the exact number, but it should not matter, in my opinion. Be it your if you're even if you're competing with 100 or like 500, anything, your idea should stand out among everyone. You cannot, yeah, obviously, you don't know what other teams are making. You don't know like how many teams are there. So just do your best, give your best to the project that you're building. Make sure that you submit on time and then you follow all the guidelines while submitting, and make sure you make the PPT proper, informative. So yeah, even if you're competing with n number of other teams, if your idea is good, if your execution is on point, obviously you'll get selected with the phase three.
Perfect.
Yeah, it should
Great.
not matter because like it's like what we say is that comparison is a thief of joy. So just do your best, and I'm pretty sure that our judges will judge you on base of your skills and not the number of teams that we have, and we won't be in a situation in which we are like, oh my god, there's so many teams, and we'll be just
Yeah.
and you will be left out. So don't worry about that at all. Just give your best.
So true. Like sometimes we are not even able to stand out in like 10 teams. Okay. So just having a thought that okay, you are competing with 100, 500 teams, it it will actually create a lot of pressure in your mind. So that was really good advice. Now moving on to the next part. Are we the question somehow that I answered? Are we still able to submit it even though our team moved the theme? Anything you want to add? Akash, if you want to take up,
I
are
think
we
so.
still able to? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. You would be the right person to answer this because you are handling this. But I think so. They can just pretty much visit the website and get all their answers covered. Uh,
Yes.
we have pasted the website link in the chat, and you can just have a quick look at
Exactly.
it, and you will know what to do.
Yes. But yeah, adding on to this part as well. Um. Uh. Adding this particular part that are we still able to submit it even though our team moved the theme? So to that, I just want to add that please don't change the theme as I mentioned. That would be a huge help, right? Um, all right. Now moving on to the next part, which is all right, using Unity 3D. So I can share its file, right? Anything, Pranjal,
Mm.
Akash?
Yeah, yeah, obviously. That's what we want, like your executable file, right? Even if you're using
Exactly.
Unity 3D, you can just give us the file. Make sure that your demo video is on point so that even if the file has some issues, we can at least understand, like get to know that what you're trying to.
Exactly. And also adding to this part, I also want to say one thing that in this whole process, obviously, while judges would be judging, the first thing would be they would be judging via your demo video, all right? As Pranjal Akash mentioned it very, very clearly that please keep the demo video as raw as you can, as genuine as you can. Okay. We have Ashutosh. Just 1 second. Just 1 second.
Yeah, and like make sure that you're sharing the executable file, not the like the raw file, because there might be chances that a lot of dependencies that you have used might not be installed in ours, so your project won't run. Make sure you share with us the executable file. You can host it anywhere that you want,
Exactly.
but yeah, make sure you do that.
Yes, in that point, just be very in that case, if you want to like have a review that whether it would be working or not, please like the best was just uninstall from your device or ask any of your friend who has who like have VR headset or something, ask them to install it, check it once, please, because if it's not at all executable, we cannot do anything. Please, we cannot do anything if we open if we saw the demo video, it's perfectly fine. We love the idea. We are moving to the file. It's not at all the file is not opening. Then it's but I just want to add one thing. We have Ashutosh from Wave Labs who want to add something to this question. Yeah, Ashutosh. Yes.
Yeah. Hello everyone. I think Pranjal already replied to that the question about the Unity 3D file. So like if someone is have developed a web application, that will be a web link. If they have developed a VR application, that might be a APK or .exe. So that should be an installable file that we can try. Just wanted to add this.
Perfect. Now let's move on to the next. Can we submit multiple executable files since it is in prototype phase? We could not combine them yet. Also, is it all right if some are desktop applications? However, our final round submission will be one VR APK only. Um, I don't know whether we can. I personally think we shouldn't be having because that will be pretty much chaotic for the judges. But would really love to hear reviews from the other core team members as well.
Ideally,
Yeah.
you should not submit multiple files because I think so. You are a developer, you must know what is integration hell, and you might not be able to, at the end, combine everything that you are showcasing us to right now. So, ideally, if you could, like, if you have multiple executive files, let's say you have 5 files, if you could just even combine 2 or 3 of them, and the number
Exactly.
of executive files that you can give us, the less you can give, the better it is for us. But ideally, you should only give one.
Yeah.
Somehow it will basically like somehow it will cause um it might deduct your points when it comes to the winning point.
Scenarios
That
might
might be
come
the possible.
like this. For example, if someone has created a training simulation, and let's say
Okay,
they have 10 modules and they will be sending us 10 executable file instead of one, then how we'll be able to install and check that? And that will also not give us a sense now that exactly what is the final outcome that they want to showcase. So it would be better if they share one executable file instead of like 5 to 6.
exactly. True. Now, moving on to the next part, which is phase three will be online or offline mode. I'll answer that. Phase three is totally in the online mode. So, this whole hackathon, the main agenda of this whole hackathon to like have all the amazing XR people, even if they are beginner or they are advanced, we want all the amazing XR people of India to come and participate in this. And this is one of the major reasons that this is a remote hackathon. So yes, phase three will be totally online, and we would be providing approximately, you can say 7 to 10 days to polish your final project only to the qualified teams. All right. So yes, this is the one thing I wanted to add. Now moving on to the next part. Yes. I guess we have pretty much cleared this as well. Can we like edit a video, like cut the video and add text to show all the features? Anyone wants to answer that?
They should only add the voiceover, because if they are adding the text, so how we will get to know that this is the part of the application or this is something that they have edited? They can add
Exactly.
a
So
voice
you,
explaining the complete video.
Yeah.
Yep.
If you are afraid that your UI is not that capable, like it for like easy to understand, then all right, you can go ahead and like add a voiceover to that. But again, the video should not include any overlaid stuff, right? You cannot add text or any other GIFs or anything like that. Make sure the video is what the user will experience in your app. That's it.
Exactly.
Next up,
Now, yes, it's about the deadline. Yes, works. What about deadline? Is it the 31st or 4th January? I'll answer this one. Regarding the deadline, as I clearly mentioned in the starting only, that we are in still discussions within our internal team. We will be sharing the final deadline. If we are extending, then the final extended deadline date would be shared with all the team leads by tonight itself over your emails, right? Yeah. Also in the WhatsApp group that we have created for the further communication. Now, moving on to the next part, which is, but yeah, I will just simply say that before that, please don't assume that we are extending. If we are extending, it will be over your, will be like literally flying in your email by tonight. But before that, please don't have any sort of assumptions. Yes, please share PPT format. It's already been shared in the Google form itself, the submission form. Yes. Um, sir in
I'll
dot
take this.
exe. Sure.
Okay. Okay. So in like he's asking that in exe file there are supporting files which we there have to share so that it can run the exe file. Sure. Make sure you zip it, zip the entire thing, like zip the entire folder or with, containing all the supporting files, and then you send us that. Because yeah, if it's a desktop app, I agree. Like they'll need just other than the exe, they might need some files. So that's fine. You can share it like that, but just make sure that it's just a matter of unzipping and running the exe. We should not be expected to install any of the dependencies that you have, right? It's just a matter of unzipping and running the exe for us. Make sure just give it in a format that you would give it to any other user once your product is live.
Yeah, just assume we are a
Perfect.
layman. We are not a technical people. We don't know what is coding and all. We'll just install it and we'll try it.
And make sure if you're submitting something like that, in the form at the last stage, there was any additional comments. Make sure you put all the comments, necessary comments that how do we run your file in that particular box. Moving on to the next one.
Yes. All right. Yes. As dev for devs mentioned, they like dev for devs. I'm just assuming yes. We can create one video for demo and one PPT for explanation. Perfect. Now, Akash, I guess you can take up the floor and
Yeah, ideally it could be either of them. It can be a standalone VR, or we could also run it in desktop and VR can be interface. So either of those works as long as you are using the proper technology and it is not a third party thing that you're importing as your own. Either of the submissions can be considered.
That's perfect. Just one thing again, before we go, of this live, this particular live will stay on the Bharat XR YouTube channel. Please, you can access it. Obviously easily. If you have any other further question, please feel free to put in the WhatsApp group. Don't hesitate. We really would love to hear what are your queries because then only we can have the best experience in this XR Theatre Hackathon, right? It's not that if you won't be able to qualify, it's just the end. No, it's not. This is a part, and we really would want others also to understand what is this whole XR is about, right? So yes, there is just one question coming before we end. I assume you will be using Quest Link cable to connect to VR, right?
Yeah, if it is
Your
a desktop VR application, then yes.
if it's a PCVR, obviously we'll use link cable to connect. Just mention in the comments and in the additional comments how the steps like again consider as layman. just with the VR headset. That's it. So just let us know in the comments that you are expecting us to use the Quest link to connect to the PC VR.
Exactly. One more question coming that's in our prototype computer and VR device both are needed. We change it on cloud or is it okay? Or it's okay.
That's fine. Like obviously, you can use your computer and VR device both, right?
Cool. Moving on to the next, we know that 20 to 25 teams will be selected for phase three. Can you tell me how much score required to achieve according to judging criteria will be selected out of 100%? I guess we cannot say that because it totally depends on the idea. Because especially, like actually, when we were having this conversation internally, we were thinking that we know that most of the teams who would be actually coming with the amazing output would be actually deducting their points because of the change in the idea that they have submitted in the phase one and in the phase two. So actually, we were having this discussion, and we know that how heartbreaking is like it is for even for us when we see that, oh my god, why is there so much of gap in the ideation and the submission. So I would just say that we cannot say the percentage, it totally depends on the idea. But yes, over to Akash, Ashutosh and Pranjal.
I
Like
think so.
one by one, I would really love to hear from you. First, Akash, go for it.
The thing is that we ourselves do not know how much will be the top 25 teams be scoring. So there is not a fixed percentage or a threshold that it will surpass. It's not on percentage basis, more on percentile basis. So you just need to be in the top 25, not like you need to have more than 80 points or more than 70 points or something like that. So don't worry about that. Just give your best, and I think so you will make it. Just make sure that's well balanced, because sometimes you will be focusing a lot on the UI, but the experience might be bad. So make sure that it's a well balanced experience, even if it's not the best of the best in everything. Just make sure it's balanced enough so that it's a usable experience for the person who is testing it, our judges also.
So true. Ashutosh,
Exactly.
you want to say something?
Yeah. So as we have mentioned that we'll be having around 25 to 30 teams. So like we can take one scenario if we have 35 best projects. So we are not just rejecting the five or six projects just because we have mentioned that we'll be only having 25 to 30. So if we'll be getting the best 35 project, that might get into the phase 3. Even in the phase 3, as we have mentioned that we'll be having 5 winning teams. If we have 10 best projects in the phase 3, yeah, we cannot assure them the same benefits that is being given to the top 5 team, but we will think for some other opportunities in a way that you can showcase your project, or ministry can facilitate your project in any other way. So we'll try from our side. So this is just not a competition. With this hackathon, we just want that you learn something, you come with some innovative ideas that can help the that can solve some of the problem statement. So don't take it in a competition way that okay, if I'll get a passing marks, or it's not like that. Just do the best in all the segment. There should be a well balanced of thing, as Akash as well mentioned.
So true, so well said. Pranjal, anything you want to add?
Just that, just make sure that you go through this as well, right? We have mentioned what the weightage are to what exact things, right? And yeah, that should help you out with understanding that what you have to focus next in the coming 3 to 4 days. But yeah, do your best, and I think obviously you'll win.
Perfect, amazing. And also, for the people, if you are someone who is still watching the video and who haven't actually qualified to the phase two, wanted to add one thing that actually Wave Summit is live. Okay, the registration has already started. So if if your team actually don't qualify for the phase three or for the winners or anything, and still you want to and you are around Delhi NCR and still wants to be a part of like Wave Summit, especially I guess Pranjal could yes, this is the screen, and please go ahead and you can do the registration. All right, if the registrations are open, feel free to register. You can join us like as a visitor, All right, the registration fees is already mentioned to you for the days and everything. At least do join because in the Wave Summit, it's not just one skill that you would be looking for. All right, there would be like more than 25 skills. The winners would be there. All of us would be there to meet you in person, and it will be an amazing experience indeed. So that is
Yes,
the
and
one
you
last
will
thing
be
I
like
wanted to add.
joining
Yeah,
as a visitor, so the ticket fee is only 100 rupees. That's for 2 days, and the
exactly.
amount of exposure that you'll be getting is pretty much worth it. So I would suggest you if you are around that area, please do join us, and it will be lovely meeting you in person also.
So true. Please, please do join us, and it will be really great if you will be coming around the XR Theater like XR booth and coming to us and say, you know what, you guys were someone whom I was looking for till the phase two, and everything was doing great, and I actually got the last minute bugs due to which I got failed. But at the same time, I love the experience. Would love to hear all of these like feedback from you guys. But yes, again, thanks a lot. And if anyone wants to add, please do add. And after that, we'll end the stream. I
Perfect.
guess
With that,
nothing.
you guys have 3 to 4 days more left. So do your best. I know it's New Year's Eve, but again, all the best for the phase two submission, and we'll see you in the phase three.
Perfect. Yes. Thanks a lot, everyone. See you in the phase three. It was really great to have you again. Again, if we are extending the deadline, we will be sharing you over the email. All right. Till the time, take care and yeah, thanks a lot. Bye bye.
Hi, guys.